Do you ever stare at a sink full of dishes like it's Mount Everest? Or feel like the weight of sending just a 2-sentence email is like you're about to sit down for your SATs or the bar exam? Well, it's not because you're lazy, and it's not because you're broken. But sometimes when simple tasks feel impossible, it's a sign that your nervous system is coding everyday things as a threat. And if you've been living with anxiety or trauma for years, then this is exactly why you feel like you're carrying boulders in your backpack when everyone else seems to be walking around without a care in the world. So let's break it down. Why does simple tasks feel so heavy when you're dealing with anxiety? Well, when you're in survival mode, when you're in that fight or flight mode, your nervous system is already overloaded. And something as small as making a phone call or opening a bill gets thrown into that same danger box as a saber-toothed tiger running after you. And that's why you procrastinate. That's why you put things off. It's not because you don't care, but because your body is literally bracing for impact. And then your system mistakes these to-dos for danger. Your nervous system doesn't have a to-do list. It only has 2 questions. Am I safe? Am I not? And if you've been through trauma or you've lived with long-term stress, then your system misfires. And it looks at these ordinary tasks like doing the laundry or washing the dishes or running errands or even doing a simple sending back an email. And it stamps them with a big threat label. And so you freeze, you avoid, you put off, then you pile on the shame about not doing the thing, which only adds to that loop, and it's just a constant spiral. Sound familiar? I've had clients that come in my office here to see me that can handle massive responsibilities. They're running a business, they're raising kids, they're juggling dozens of spinning plates, and yet they break down over returning a library book. It's not the book, it's not the returning the book, it's their body, it's their nervous system. And it's coded that one little errand as unsafe. And suddenly that feels 10 times heavier than it actually is. But the good news is, because it's a nervous system issue, because it's a wiring problem, because it's misfiring, we can reset it. We can rewire it. We can learn how to take the steps to change that. The first step is catching the pattern. That moment you notice yourself starting to stare at that task like it's a 3-headed monster, take a minute and pause. Tell yourself, remind your nervous system, this is not a threat. This is just my system sounding a false alarm. Then step 2, once you identify it, is to ground yourself. Something physical. Take a breath in slowly, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And that helps ground you back to here and now, because you've heard me say it hundreds of times before, but you can't breathe in the past and you can't breathe in the future. The only place you can breathe is right now, and your breath is an excellent tool for grounding you in the here and now. And then you can add some tapping into that. So breathe in through the nose, longer out through the mouth, and then you can tap yourself. Tap here on the collarbone. Tell yourself, I'm safe. I am safe now. I am safe now. Or stand up and stretch. Break that pattern that started in your brain, that loop that started. Stand up and stretch, or strike a Superman pose for 30 seconds or 60 seconds. And that breaks that pattern, and you can remind your nervous system, this is not a threat. Then step 3 is to shrink the task down. Instead of telling yourself, I got to do all the laundry, turn the task into a smaller task. I'm just going to fold one shirt. Instead of write the report, I'm just going to open the document. And when you make the task smaller, your nervous system does not flag it as a danger. When you shrink that task down, it's easier for your nervous system to accept the task as a normal thing. So the next time you're drowning in overwhelm, remember, you are not lazy. You're not broken. You're wired for survival. And your system, your nervous system, is mislabeling these ordinary tasks as danger. But the loops can be rewired. We can go in there and we can change the thought patterns. We can change those processes. We can actually create new neural pathways in your brain with several different tools and modalities of helping. And that's exactly what I do with people every day. Every week, folks are coming in overwhelmed by simple tasks. And I have them come in and I help them finally reset their nervous system so that life doesn't feel so heavy anymore. So if this hits home, I dive deeper into this kind of reset work with all of my clients that come to see me for anxiety and overwhelm in what I'm calling the Rewire and Release program. It's a 3-session package, and you can actually schedule a free breakthrough call to find out if this is something that is going to be helpful for you. And if you want to stay connected and keep learning about tools like this, then I also have a monthly reset collective that we can talk about if that's something that's of interest to you. And I'll put the link to the breakthrough call that's free down in the description below. But it's just a rewiring issue. So your unconscious mind is misfiring. We go in, we change some of the wiring so that these simple tasks are not overwhelming anymore. So you don't have to settle for coping anymore. You can reset the loop. So just hit that link below. Hit subscribe if this kind of information is helpful to you, because I've got almost 200 videos here on my channel. I'm sure there's something in there that you'll find helpful. And again, hit the link below if you want to set up a free breakthrough call to find out if something like this is going to be helpful for you. I hope you have a great day. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.